Tim and I were hanging out at the bar at Churchill's, discussing a need for a certain kind of music that desperately needed in Flint. And Tim was willing to believe in what I had to offer, and signed on right then and there to the notion, sight unseen. And ever since then, it's been pretty much an evolutionary experience. That's the thing, is that what Tim says at first sounds so fucking stupid, you know?
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey.
One more Tim! One more Tim! One more Tim!
But what ends up happening is that on the other end you get this golden outcome.
Tim would say he's sorry if he thought that it would change your mind, but he knows that this time he has said too much, been too unkind. Tim tried to laugh about it, cover it all up with lies. Tim tried to laugh about it, hiding the tears in his eyes, 'cause Tim
I were the boss.
I started playing in bands around Flint in 1990, and I started a band called The Bumps with a guy named Dan and a guy named Bruce. Playing a lot of other bands over the years, and eventually I started getting into the noise scene. I did these experimental noise films for a little while. And then finally I met up with Dan.
I'm working on the railroad all the long day. I'm working on the railroad just to pass my time away. Can't you hear the whistle blow? Rise up so early in the morning. Can't you hear the whistle blowing? Time to blow your horn. God dang it!
look out, here comes tomorrow. That's when I'll have to choose how I wish I could borrow someone else's shoes. Mary, oh what a sweet girl, lips like strawberry pie. Tim, long hair and no neck, I can't make up my mind. I see Tim, try to understand. I've given all I can, 'cause you got the best of me. Borderline, feels like I'm going to lose my mind. making such a fool of me. When he holds me in his arms, he knows me till I just can't see. But then Tim lets me down. When I look around, baby Tim just can't be found. Stop driving me away, I just wanna stay.
Alright, and then right after this one, if we record this one, can we get into a Spacey jam?
Yep. We can try.
We can try. It'll be in the key of G, by the way, because I'm pretty sure that's all in the key.
Okay.
Not that matters. Because when I say in the key of G, I mean I'm going to play G as one of the chords.
Tim always won every time he plays a bet. Tim's still damn good, no one's gotten to Tim yet. Every time does it represent Tim's eyes all the way. If I listen to Tim's lies, what do you say? I'm a man without conviction. I'm a man who doesn't know.
Then when the CD came out and we played the show, I realized that what Tim was doing was something altogether different. He was just he was doing something very artistic, something on the edge, something speaking to a younger generation, I believe.
Come and go, you come and go. Loving would be easy if your colors were like my dreams. Red, gold, and green. Red, gold, and green.
Good night. We appreciate you, and we just want to say it was pretty good. So thank you.
Whenever I see Tim's smiling face, I have to smile myself because I loved him.
So that's when I realized I was working with a very near creative genius. Also somebody who was very temperamental, very brittle, somewhat vulnerable. Somebody who has an intention to hide and yet wants to get in the back of people's heads to the point where they can't forget about him. I know he's had that effect on me.
It was right around this time that I started noticing that Dan wanted a bigger piece of the pie. He would hear people chanting my name at these shows, since it was the name of the band, and I don't think he really liked it.
Most of the time, Tim is okay. He thinks of himself as a creative genius, which is fine. The only thing is he's just a few points shy of genius, so nobody wants to tell him, hey, you're not quite 6'3", buddy. You're 6'2 and a half, and what can we tell you? You are not as tall as you tell everybody you are. About that time, there was some shakeup. There was some issues over pay, over the first show, that were ridiculous. Tim started to get super I'm way up here, you're way down here. He was like, what's your name? I don't even know your name. And so as soon as that kind of stuff started happening, I knew something was up.
It became very clear that Dan was unhappy with the dynamics in the band at that point. Even though we shared the spotlight on stage, he wanted a little more credit for what was going on. And eventually he decided he needed to be in charge.
Tim took all the money for the royalties. Then he started to act like, if it wasn't for him, there'd be no such thing as Tim. And, I just decided I had to prove him wrong.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. Snowing and blowing and bushes of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun.
The last thing we had planned was we were going to rehearse some Christmas carols and then go out caroling around town as much as we could. That was going to be the next project.
caroling tunes. We had planned to cross Genesee County Christmas caroling, delivering hot chocolate to people of need before Tim broke up the band or, did what, went off the deep end or whatever.
Instead of asking to call the band Dan or call it Tim featuring Dan, he just decided to kick me out, which didn't make any sense.
Tim's got a way about him.
So anyway, we've tried to do what we can, but I mean, honestly, Tim is like super temperamental, kind of prima donna-ish, and, he wants his carrots cut just this way.
Tim's got a way of pleasing. I don't know what it is, but there doesn't have to be a reason.
I wasn't sure where we were, and then all of a sudden he's got this other guy in there that he's all raving about.
Bruce is a member of Tim. Bruce, I love you, Bruce. I love how the way that your body goes from your head to your neck to your shoulders there. I mean, that's unusual. That's unique, the way you're shaped. And does make you look strong, but also your arms simian-like in some ways. I think you've heard this before. I'm sure I'm not the first one to tell Bruce this. Please don't let me be the first one. It's not unattractive, though. I do think it has a kind of virility that speaks to me a tiny little bit. Bruce, 5 times more dynamic than Tim. Definitely bigger, he can maintain his smile on the dance floor, whereas Tim's grimace was something that couldn't really be hidden.
After I moped around for a while, I decided to form a new band with Steve Reddy.
Tim always won every time he placed a bet. Tim's still damn good, no one's gotten to him yet.
Dan had the rights to the name Tim, but me and Steve had a pretty good thing going. But it never quite took off.
Quicker than they thought, Tim would turn his back and walk.
Come on now, Tim, let's hear more.
This is Major Tim to ground control. I'm stepping through the door, and I'm floating in the most peculiar way. Stars are
A few songs in, Dan started looking for me in the crowd. And then he started gesturing for me to come up. But I wasn't sure if I wanted to go or not.
Please wait for me, for I shall return. My love for you will forever burn. Though we must part, there's no reason to cry. Just say so long, darling, because lovers never say goodbye.
So his mind is not for rent to any